Hey guys, I'm Eclipse, and today I'm going to be rating 5 popular mini battle royales that have been cancelled or are still going. But before I go into rating them, make sure you send no hate to any of these creators. They all deserved to be seen. I'm going to be rating them on complexity, uniqueness, and the story. So let's start off with Lucky Royale. Lucky's Royale, a new level, is created by Lucky Luke, and it's the Chapter 2 of Lucky's Royale. It's definitely more complex than Chapter 1, but the mechanics and the POIs are not very unique or complex. The story, it is Season 1, so there is not a complex story so far, but Chapter 1 story was actually really good. I loved the end of it. It was a big twist, and he had to go back in time, and I loved the whole time travel part of it. So, for Lucky's Royale, I'd give it a good 7.3 out of 10. It definitely deserves higher, but I think everything that I weighed in is definitely holding it back. Now that Lucky's Royale is out of the way, let's move on to Nova Royale Remixed. Nova Royale Remixed is the Chapter 2 of Nova Royale created by Nova J, and this BR is very good, but there are some difficulties in it. The complexity, well, it's very complex. The story isn't very there. It's one of the weak points of Nova Royale, actually. The complexity of the POIs are very simple, but they do the job just fine. And the uniqueness, they're not very unique, but I do love the weather mechanics and all the mechanics in the game. It's very unique. So thinking about all these mechanics and the weather and the POIs and all the loot pool, I would give it a safe 8.2 out of 10. It definitely deserves this score. With rating Nova Royale Remixed, let's move on to Fortlite. Fortlite is created by Dude Creates, and this is one of the best, if not the best, mini battle royale series in the community. They do such a great job at making the trailers and the story, even making the live events that goes with the BR. Each season there's a new map. The mechanics are very complex with nukes, crafting materials, and everything. The uniqueness of the POIs are very unique to the story, and the complexity is very complex, with the island being a nuclear wasteland, which I've actually never seen before. It is very cool to see. With everything that I've been seeing about Fortnite Season 3, I would say it gets a 9.5 out of 10. It's definitely up there to be the top BRs ever. With 3 out of the way, let's move on to DirectingPete's mini battle royale, and then we go on to the Eclipse. DirectingPete's Battle Royale is created by DirectingPete. I highly recommend you check him out. His tutorials and all of his content is very helpful for content creators starting out in the creative community. But let's talk about DirectingPete's Battle Royale. It's definitely very complex. The Battle Royale's POIs are extremely unique. They're probably the most unique POIs that I've ever seen in the creative community. The mechanics are definitely high tier, higher than Fortlite's. They're very unique. I love every mechanic that Pete puts into each season of DirectingPete's Battle Royale. And the complexity of the story is very simple and bland. It's always against the gnomes versus the orbs, so it's very repetitive and it's not very unique or complex. But with all the unique mechanics and unique POIs, DirectingPete's Battle Royale definitely deserves a decent 7.6 out of 10. Next up, we have the Eclipse, and this was a BR that I created, but unfortunately got canceled due to my scheduling issues. The Eclipse is definitely very unique, probably the most unique battle royales in this rating list here, because each season there's a new creator to progress the story and the map changes. But unfortunately, it was kind of ironic because it got canceled due to the creators being there. It got very hard to work around scheduling issues. But the story, it uses Fortnite story, but it definitely makes it unique, making new ideas from the Fortnite story. And the mechanics, well, there are no mechanics. It's very simple mechanics-wise, but the story, the uniqueness of it is very unique to the Eclipse. And a lot of people loved this, a lot of people hated this. But I think overall, everyone thinks that this mini battle royale is definitely very difficult to pull off. So with everything that I saw and worked on in the Eclipse, I would definitely put the Eclipse a good 7.8 out of 10. I wish it was higher, but this is truthful to myself. It deserves a 7.8. And that's the last of the battle royales that I will be rating today. Here are the final ratings for each of the 5 battle royales that I rated in today's video. Make sure to check out their channels in the description down below. They definitely deserve all the support that they can get from each and every one of you. Make sure to use code ECL in the item shop, and I'll see you guys next time.